Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Last video for today, last review until later on. Don't worry, I'll get to the before the fall. Anyway, I'm breaking a machine doll. Last week's episode we found out Loki, we found out Raishin and Yaya, they were gonna go and infiltrate that place where the children were being, that whole thing, experiments and everything, and release the dogs. Now, from last week's episode, Loki was there, and I thought, like, oh shit, this is gonna get pretty hot and heavy. Like, what is he gonna do? At first, I thought he was gonna like stop Raishin. I really thought that. No, he was helping him. I was like, huh, okay, like where this is going. So pretty much, basically, that's what ends up happening. He helps Raishin. The entire time they're arguing. That was classic. And basically, they're fighting these guys and shit. So they're basically him and Loki, Raishin and Loki, teaming up to go against these guys and take them out. Meanwhile, we go back to the school and we see Charlotte and Frey. And apparently, she's saying about, if she's asking her about her dog, is he okay? And she's basically telling her, if he dies, I'll be alone. And then Charlotte tells her that's not true. There's somebody who's been with you since the beginning and who's helped you along the way. She's obviously talking about Loki when she's saying that. And then we see that advisor, teacher, she shows up and she says, I already know. She already knows that Raishin left the school campus and went to that place and so on and so forth. So what ends on happening is they pretty much take care of the people that were attacking them when they went to free the dogs. Takes care of them, all of them, defeats them. And what ends on happening is Frey and the advisor, they go there to where Raishin and Loki are. And they take care of everyone. And then out of nowhere comes this other guy, Bronson. This is the guy who was pretty much doing what... He was the one who was forcing these kids, making experiments of these children, and so on and so forth. And he shows up with his doll, which is actually called Lucifer. It's like this gold fucking thing. Sort of similar to Loki's, but much more powerful. And he's there, and he's coming down. He's in the air, which I was like, yo, what the fuck? He was in the air and shit. So he comes down, and pretty much, they start fighting. Loki and Raishin are going to go and attack this guy. It's... The fight itself, pretty dismal. Because, they couldn't really land a hit on this guy. Because what ended up happening was, Yaya, when she went in to attack the doll, it actually created this heat. Like this intense, hot air came out and just pushed her away. So they basically did cooperative tag team on this guy, trying to defeat Bronson. And it got pretty intense. And Raishin got hurt, and Yaya's like, Raishin, that whole thing. And at one point, Loki is down, and he's saying that favorite line. I used to hate Loki at a certain point, but now I like this guy. He's pretty boss. He's saying there are 3 things I couldn't stand: taking orders from somebody going against me, and the third thing was a dickhead, someone being a dick to my little sister. I was like, yo, that was awesome. That was an awesome liner. He put that, and he gets up. He gets thrown. They all got thrown. Both of them got thrown like a bag of rag dolls. And eventually, what ends on happening is they do another cooperative thing going in on this guy, Bronson. And at one point, what ends on happening is, as they're fighting him, um, he may Raishin had this interesting kind of trump card that they were going to use against that he was going to use against Loki. And also there was also another thing that Bronson said was the whole reason why are you doing this? Why did you do what you were going to do? Because the end result was he was going to kill Loki and Frey anyway. Why do it? Oh, because he gave like a stupid reason. I forgot what the reason was. Something about human nature, scientific. I forgot the reason. But anyway, what ended up happening was they were fighting. Loki's one and Lucifer were fighting in the air because it transforms into like a sword. They're going at it, and Yaya came out and fought it as well, and had this one move that was able to counter the Lucifer's heat air, which was where he had explosives, right, Shane, in Yaya's arm, and that gave it the boost it needed to destroy Lucifer's attacks and bring it down. And then he just used that hot air to destroy it. Then he just used one final attack and go boom, took out that Lucifer, and that was it. And then Bronson's like, and then after that happened, they both fell down, Raishin and Loki. They were out. And at that point, Bronson was like, he did that. The fact that Lucifer was destroyed and everything. He points his gun to Yaya, who's about to destroy her, shoot at her, and he gets a knife right in his hand. And we see the advisor and this group of people, of this brotherhood, of people who, I guess, the law takers, the people who arrest people who do, bad shit. And they were going to arrest him for murdering, for kidnapping, all these charges. And they basically took him away. This was pretty much the conclusion of this, because the whole point was of what this guy did. He would be kidnapping people and doing experiments on children. That's some Caesar clown shit, It's pretty messed up. And not just children, the dogs too, but, And they basically took him in. And, she made a one-liner, the advisor, saying, I have troublesome students. But that's not actually the reason why I'm giving this a 4.5 out of 5. The ending of this. Whoa. So after that, they basically go back to the hospital. They go to the school and they're hospitalized. We have this scene. Oh my god, this scene was so ridiculous. Apparently, freaking Frey comes into the room where they're hospitalized at, and she says she's now gonna say that Raishin's part of their family. Oh, that was fucked up because as both Yaya and Loki were after him, he was running around and shit. And he hides up in the rooftop. And he has a little conversation with Frey about the tournament, and they're going to continue being in the festival and everything. And she says, "Oh, well, I'm not going to lose to you." And a little thing there. But after that, we see Charlotte on the rooftop with Raishin. She doesn't see him. And it looks like she's going to jump. And I'm like, huh? So he goes after her and tries to get her out. She's going to fall. But they both fall. And then he calls Yaya. Yaya shows up, grabs them. She has this, they were joking him because she's not acting like herself, Charlotte. And we see Charlotte running towards this other area. And an explosion. And out of nowhere comes, we see, I think, we can't see it clearly, but we see this flash of light and smoke and a tower coming down in the distance. And it's Charlotte and Sigmund. And I'm like, and then that's the end of the episode. And apparently next week's episode is going to be called from this, what was it called? Elf Speeder. So, yeah, this was, the ending of it was like a total, what? So, overall, I like the conclusion of this because of the whole, Bronson, he got what came to him. But that ending, I was like, what's up with that? I think what's going on here is, it's called Elf Speeder. So maybe Charlotte is part elf? I really don't know. It was very weird how they did this episode at the end. I was like, what the? Totally, what the fuck? Because I had no idea what was going on. But essentially, that was the end of the episode. I have no idea what next week's going to be about. Because she just ran away from raishin because she was shy or something. And it was like a huge explosion. We see like a blast of light and shit and on the tower. And we see Charlotte on top of something, which seems to be Sigmund. But Sigmund doesn't look anything like he was before. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, I have no idea now for next week. That's one thing I like about this show. I like the endings they do here. They hook you. They really hook you with the endings. They do. They really do. I'm not joking around, people. I mean, you really think about it. We had that one ending with Yayo getting stabbed. That was a hook. And here we got another hook. Like a cliffhanger ending. I love that shit. That's awesome. But yeah, that's the story, people. 4.5 out of 5 for Unbreakable Machine Doll. Next is going to be Elf Speeder. Let's see how this goes. Holy shit. That came out of nowhere. She was just running away, Charlotte, and then all of a sudden there's an explosion. Flash of light. Pfft. Damn. Pretty awesome shit. But yeah, that's the story, people. Later today is probably going to be, it's going to be Hunter x Hunter. I'm on my live stream, Bleach One Piece. What else? Oh, Before the Fall. And I'll probably get to, if I can, but I'm not making any promises. What was I going to say? Oh, the tag I have to do, with Bond Anime. And I guess some Toriko, but I don't know. We'll see. We have to wait and see. So yeah, that's the story, people. Bonkai Night 22. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.